Good day, this is Group 7 discussing about Chapter 8, Organizational Structure, Design, Technology, Information Technology, and Social Media. I am with my members, John Francis Diaz, Christine Joy General, and yours truly, Josephine Adbincola, from Public Ad 21.
So, what is organizational structure? The organizational structure of, for example, a company is a system that defines its hierarchy, meaning to say, each employee position is identified including their function in who they refer to within the firm, and also organizational structures define the pecking order of each employee. And organizational structure is the way in which a company of organization is organized, including the types of relationship that exist between the directors, managers, and other employees. An organizational structures outline how activities including the task allocation are directed towards the aim and goals of the organization. Meaning to say, it is also a viewing glass or a perspective through which employees may see their organization and its environment, and it helps them see where they stand. Type of organizational structures. Business of all categories, shapes, and sizes use organizational structures for their growth. Like I said earlier, there is a specific hierarchy within an organization. An eminent organization structures defines each employee's job, how it fits within the system. Not having a proper organizational structure can create difficulties for certain organization in this type of situation. Employees may face difficulties while reporting. Having a great structures in an organization can provide clarity for everyone at every level. The first one is bureaucratic structures. There are three types of bureaucratic structures: the pre-bureaucratic structures, bureaucratic structure, and post-bureaucratic structures. First one is pre-bureaucratic structures. These structures is the shortest organizational structures, and it's used to solve simple tasks such as sales. It is a centralized structures. Most communication is done by one-on-one conversation, and the strategic leader makes all the important decisions. It also called the entrepreneurial structures, as it allows the founder to control the growth and development. The second one is bureaucratic structures. The bureaucratic structures has some level of standardization. These structures define the clear roles and responsibility of every individual employee. It is a hierarchical structures with respect to merit. It has many levels, so decision-making authority has to pass through more layers than flatter organization. A disadvantage of bureaucratic structures is that they discourage innovation and creativity within an organization. This type of structures is usually used in larger organizations. Last one is post-bureaucratic structures. This type of structure has a long and strict hierarchy with flexibility in using modern management techniques. These structures is focused on how simple structures can be used to make organization adaptation, meaning to say it is quite simple and stretched like a network. The next one is hierarchical organizational structures. The hierarchy phenotype model of the organizational structures shows having both community and hierarchy in the same structures. A hierarchical organization structures is a pyramid-shaped chart where the board of directors is at the top position and workers are at the bottom level. This is the most common type of organizational structures. It motivates employees with chance for promotion. The next one is functional organizational structures. In a functional organization structures, the organization is divided into different functional work activities or departments. A functional organization structures consist of activities like task allocation, supervision, and coordination. In other words, it is divided according to what people do. A level of top managers usually oversees the work carried out by employees in each functional arc. Or functional structures is also like a hierarchical structures. A person with the huge level of responsibilities positioned at the top and are positioned according to their skills and specialty. The only difference in each department here is managed independently. Functional organizational structures allows employees to focus on their role and help teams and departments to feel self-determined. Divisional organizational structures. In a divisional organizational structures, the organization is divided into division. Divisional structures is one of the smartest organizational structures because each division has its own resources so that it can operate independently. And the last one is matrix organizational structures. A matrix organizational structures is a workplace format in which employees report to two or more managers rather than one managers overseeing every aspect of a project. In a matrix organizational structures, employees are placed according to their function and the product. It doesn't follow traditional hierarchical model. What I mean, the main objective of these structures is to provide both flexibility and more balanced decision making. So for better understanding of organizational structures, it identifies each employees, their function, and who they report to. It outlines how activities, supervision, and coordination work together towards specific aims. And it helps employees understand what the organization aims and goals are, and it also helps employees understand what the organization aim and goal are.
What is organizational design? Organizational design is a step-by-step methodology which identifies this functional aspect of workflow, procedure, structures, and system, and realigns them to fit current business realities or goals, and then develop plans to implement the new changes. The process focuses on improving both the technical and people side of the business. For most companies, the design process leads to a more effective organization design, significantly improve results, and employees who are empowered and committed to the business. The hallmark of the design process is a comprehensive and holistic approach to organizational improvement that touches all aspects of organizational life. Organization design involves the creation of roles, processes, and structures to ensure that the organization's goals can be realized. Some people associate organization design with the mechanical arrangement of positions and reporting lines on the organizational chart. Organization design problems are often some of the hardest problems that leaders face. Finding the right design often requires inventing a new solution to resolve a dilemma. And decisions made with regards to the formal structures, roles, and processes directly impact the jobs and careers of the employees and the ability of the team to realize the strategic objectives. First, simple structure is a basic organizational design structure with low departmentalization, little work specialization, wide spans of control, centralized authority, which is typically the owner has the most power, and little formalization or rules that govern operation. Organizations that use a simple structure are typically flat, in that there are not many hierarchical levels such as what you see on the screen right now. Functional design. Functional design is defined as a design that groups similar or related occupational specialties together. It is the functional approach to departmentalization applied to the entire organization. As the simple approach, a functional structure features well-defined channels of communication and authority or responsibility relationship. Not only can this structure improve productivity by minimizing duplication of personnel and equipment, but it also makes employees comfortable and simplifies training as well. Contemporary design is also a part of the approaches in organizational design, and it consists of team structure and network structure. Team structure is a design in which an organization is made up of teams, and each team works toward a common goal. Since the organization is made up of groups to perform the functions of the company, teams must perform well because they are held accountable for their performance. In a team-structured organization, there is no hierarchy or chain of command. Therefore, teams can work the way they want to and figure out the most effective and efficient way to perform their tasks. Teams are given the power to be as innovative as they want. Some teams may have a group leader who is in charge of the group. Next is network structure. Network structure relies on other organizations to perform critical functions on a contractual basis. In other words, managers can control out specific work for two specialists. This approach provides flexibility and reduces overhead because the size of the staff and operation can be reduced. On the other hand, the network structure may result in unpredictability of supply and lack of control because managers are relying on contractual workers to perform important work. Design strategies. J. Galbraith, 1977, proposed a set of techniques for designing and coordinating activities in organizations that is based on information processing approach. Organizations face varying degrees of uncertainty, depending on how much more information they need than they actually have. As this uncertainty increases, the organizational structure must process more information. The organization employs a mix of alternative modes for coordinating these activities. Design parameters. Organizations establish structures to divide and then coordinate work within and among these units through the design of four different structural categories: positions, superstructures, lateral linkages, and decision-making system. Design of position. Individuals' positions can be established through job specialization, behavior formalization, which includes written job description, written work instruction, general rules, and training and indoctrination, in which individuals learn the skills they will apply using their own judgment. Next is design of superstructures. The different positions must be coordinated through the design of the organization's superstructure. All organizations do this in part through unit grouping, which is based on any of a number of criteria: knowledge and skills, functions, time, output, clients, and place. Through decentralization, organization can also decentralize. Vertical decentralization involves pushing decision-making authority down to lower levels. Horizontal decentralization involves spreading authority out to staff, analysts, or experts, or across individuals involved in the work of the organization.
What is technology? Technology is an application or scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. It is a device, material, or sequence of mathematical coded electronic instructions created by a person's mind that is built, assembled, and produced, and which is not part of the natural world. Technology is classified into two groups: the underdeveloped technology and the highly developed technology. Underdeveloped technology is the technology which involves the uses of hands in doing things. The examples of these are the hose, cutlass, stones grinder, and donkey and horse for transportation. While highly developed technology, this is the technology that involves uses of machine in doing things. The examples of these are smartphones, tablets and computers, activity and health monitoring, and automatic lights. We have three different concepts of technology, and these studies was done by John Woodward, Charles Perrow, and Ben Thompson. John Woodward in 1965. Woodward began attempting to find a relation between structure and performance. However, no significant relation was found. That is when she began classifying companies based on the level of technical complexity. She began seeing patterns and relation between performance and structure. She classifies technology into three basic technologies. The first one is the unit or small batch, the second one is the large batch or mass production, and the last is the continuous processing. Woodward studies show that organizations using unit and small technologies are more successful when they have smaller spans of control, fewer level of management, and when they practice decentralized decision making. The study also showed that organizations that use larger and mass production technologies are more successful when their manager have larger spans of control and when they practice centralized decision making. The successful continuous processing organizations are similar to those for unit and small batch processing technologies. They have smaller spans of control and decentralized decision making. However, they have more levels of management than either. However, subsequent studies failed to provide consistent support for the technological imperative. One possible explanation for these conflicting results may be the different operationalizations of the technology construct. A second possible explanation for inconsistent results of prior studies may be manufacturing focus of Woodward. The second study was posited by Charles Perrow on 1967. He operationalized technology as problem-solving activities in an attempt to develop a typology that could accommodate a broader range of organizational types. Perrow's technology was divided into four categories. They are craft, engineering, routine, and non-routine. An ability to have exceptions and having unpredictable results that are very difficult to analyze. An applied craft technology is a constructed work that requires the drafting of design in order to solve problems. Another category that is characterized by having many exceptions is referred to as engineering. It consists of standard and suitable provide explanation for patterns. Engineering technique is mostly used by laboratory technicians and engineers. The next one is routine, which is characterized by its lack of exceptions. Tradition and manufacturing technologies like assembly line is an example of this routine. The last is the non-routine, which is characterized by having a lot of exceptions and proof abilities, where there is a frequent appearing of problems which has no solutions. An example of this technique is the commercial space engineering. Perrow stressed on the importance of having diversified technology in an organization for high prediction of uncertainty in a particular organization. The third study was posited by Ben Thompson on 1967. He focused on the degree of interdependence associated with different types of technology and suggested a technological imperative. Thompson classified the technology as one of the following three varieties: the long-linked, mediating, and intensive. Long-linked technology covers Woodward's mass production or continuous processing categories. Essentially, this technology indicates linear transformation process that can be thought of as having inputs entering at one end of a long line of steps which products emerge at the far end. Mediating technologies bring clients and customers together in an exchange of transaction. Mediating technologies are called so because firms using these technologies act as go-between in bringing together the interest of two or more different parties to a transaction. An example of intensive technology is hospital emergency rooms, research laboratories, and etc. This technology requires coordinating the specialized abilities of two or more experts in the transformation of a usually unique input into a customized output. Thompson's conceptualization was tested in several empirical studies like Herbignac on 1974. Herbignac explored the relationship between technology and structure at the individual and work. Group levels of analysis, but failed to discover significant relationships between technology and structure at either level. Information technology definition. The phrase information technology goes back to a 1958 article published in the Harvard Business Review. Authors Harold J. Levitt and Thomas L. Wiesler define several types of information technology. Techniques for the fast processing of information, the use of statistical and mathematical models for decision making, the stimulation of higher order thinking through computer programs. While many aspects of this technology are uncertain, it seems clear that it will move into the managerial scene rapidly, with definite and far-reaching impact on managerial organization. 6 decades later, it's clear that Levitt and Wiesler were onto something big. Today, information technology refers to everything that businesses use computers for. Information technology is building communications network for a company, safeguarding data and information, creating and administering databases, helping employees troubleshoot problems with their computers or mobile devices, or doing a range of other work to ensure the efficiency and security of businesses' information systems. From checking email on our phones, to crunching numbers on our laptops, to organizing a teleconference over cloud-based software, it's hard to overstate the importance of information technology in the workplace. Significance of information technology. Information technology plays a vital role in every business type, including small, medium, and large. Information technology is used in companies to implement communication. Network and email play a key role in the organizational communication, internally as well as externally. It helps each and every business sector in automating their processes and their systems to target objectives, generate revenue, and reduce inefficiency of their work. Information technology is also important to the government. Information technology is essential to the everyday operation of our federal, state, and local governments. Imagine how much manpower would be required to mail out social security checks out without the power and speed of today's computers. Imagine how much time and effort and manpower would be needed to process annual income taxes returns. And this is just a drop in the bucket compared to the other roles of information technology placed in our government. Information technology in the military. There is a very good reason the United States has the most powerful military force in the world. And that reason is they have the best technology. Information technology allows the military to communicate quickly and effectively anywhere in the world. It also allows information to be analyzed and disseminated quickly. Having cutting-edge information technology also allows all branches of the military to design weapons and other tools of their trade in a more effective manner. IT also allows the military to keep close tabs on what their enemies are doing 24/7. Information technology on the state government levels. In California, as an example, as it is one of the largest and most populous states, information technology is one of the most important parts of the state's infrastructure. This state spends over $1 billion annually on IT, and without it, many of the state's services would not be feasible. Some of the functions performed today by the state's IT department, including helping in the design of highway systems, regulation or traffic, and providing local, country, and state policy officers, which almost real-time background checks and criminal history reports. IT also provides employment for thousands of people in the States. The role of information technology in storing and retrieving all kinds of records cannot be understated. With the latest in storage techniques, records can be retrieved in a matter of seconds, edited, saved, and stored again almost instantly. Having up-to-date records with all of the correct information can save millions of dollars annually. Information technology on the local government levels. IT is just as important on the local level as it is federal and state levels. Information technology is used in capital, planning, accounting, payroll, inventory management, and many more areas. Today, most towns and cities have their own websites where information is available on city services and where residents and visitors should go to get help with specific needs. In summary, the role of IT in all governments cannot be discounted, as many of the services they offer simply would not be available without it. IT today is an integral part of the government, and its role will continue to expand over time. Information technology is what drives the daily operations on all levels of organization. And if something happened to the IT infrastructure, those governments would come to a pause and grinding halt, unable to function on almost any level. That is one of the reasons IT security today is such a large and important business.
What is social media? Web applications, the possibility for users to contribute content and to participate in developing collective intelligence, information, and communication. Social media such as Facebook, Twitter, wikis, and blogs add new dimension to the already widespread use of websites, email, and other media. Mergel has contributed the term Government 2.0 to refer to employment of these media in government and public management. The use of social media and interest in them has grown rapidly because of their potential to support much higher levels of interaction and information sharing between governments and their clients, stakeholders, and citizens. These are the social media uses. Increased exposure to personal, corporate, or agency brand, reaching targeted audiences, increase credibility, build support for campaigns, improve organic search engine search results, expand reach to create strategic partnership, identify and recruit influencers, gain intelligence, gain information, and promote your message to many. Government organizations now attempt to use social media to invite comments and reactions from citizens to posted policy and program statements, to participate in policy making in various ways, and to form social networks. Governments and their organizations seek public participation in problem solving in such areas as crime prevention and responses to crimes and many others. Social media have played a widely publicized role in citizen unrest and protests in various nations, with communication among protesters building and encouraging the protest. Erkul and Fountain describe the role of social media and other media and IT resources in the nation of Turkey's efforts to expand e-government and use of IT and social media in their society. The initiative led to a vast increase in the number of citizens using social media. The development had ironic effects since when citizens protested against the government, the availability of social media supported their efforts. One social medium provides information as to where an individual is located. This medium widely distributed information indicating that a large number of people were at the location of the protest, which encouraged supporters of the protest and potential participants in it. Erkul and Fountain ultimately conclude that social media cannot alone enhance democratization in a nation moving in that direction, but can play a substantial role in the process. In a similar vein, New York columnist Thomas L. Friedman, 2013, in analyzing the frequent street revolts in nations with democratic governments such as Turkey, Brazil, Egypt, Chile, and United States, observes a strong role that information and communication technology, including social media, play thanks to the proliferation of smartphones, tablets, Twitter, Facebook, and blogging. Aggrieved individuals now have much more power to engage in and require their leaders to engage in two-way conversations, and they have much greater ability to link up with others who share their views to hold flash protests. Regardless of the accuracy of such dramatic prognostications, the challenges for leaders, managers, and professionals in government involves deciding whether and how governments can employ social media in ways that help to avoid the needs of grievance and protest. The example suggests that the governmental use of social media and encouragement of its use has been increasing dramatically. And statistics supports that conclusions. Mossberger, Wu, and Cooper 2013 report an analysts and local governments' use of social media concentrating on the 35 largest U.S. cities. Initiating and implementing social media use raises issues similar to those raised by many previous innovations and technological developments. This in turn raises questions about how public managers and government officials can and should go about adapting and implementing social media processes. Mergel and Schneider 2012 provide a three-stage framework for predicting and understanding the process of government use of social media. A first stage involves entrepreneurship and experimentation. New technologies become available in product and service markets external to the organization. Entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs inside the organization, often acting as mavericks, experiment with trials of initiatives using a new technology. The second stage of constructive chaos involving efforts to bring order from chaos. The growing recognition of the need for common standards leads to establishment of task forces, steering committees, and other mechanisms to achieve more uniformity of standards and coordination of activities. In the third stage of institutionalization, the organization develops a higher level of uniformity and a common set of standards, rules, and processes. New elements of technology will still be introduced and tested, but the rate of change and experimentation will slow down. While less dynamic and diverse, this status provides for more predictability and wider sharing of innovations, common socialization, and training and other benefits. As with many other innovations and developments, the advent of social media provides opportunities and challenges for leaders, managers, and professionals in government. The three-stage adoption process that Mergel and Schneider describe provides a valuable perspective for understanding and the challenges and addressing them.